Peace and blessings. Peace and more peace to everybody worldwide. My name is Anthony Calori, and this is the Appreciate You podcast. Coming live from North Las Vegas, Nevada. In the place to be, man. It's good to see you. It's good to be seen. I hope everybody's doing well and hanging in there. I know it's some weird ass times. And you just gotta fucking hang in there, man. It doesn't get it's not gonna get any easier, but it will get better if that makes sense. I don't think easy is necessarily a good measuring tool for how things are going in life. If you're trying to do anything that's worthwhile or meaningful, it's going to take a lot of time and effort, and that effort may not be easy. And so I'm proud of anybody who's putting in the work, staying consistent, staying disciplined, and I'm also proud of anyone who aspires to tighten up on things in their lives so they can be more disciplined and work on their craft or, have that career or position or whatever it is that they're looking for. All that takes a lot of time and effort and, and all that stuff. So, just hang in there. Just hang in there. You got to block out all the noise with the news and all this shit on social media and all that stuff, man. I even hate using the term social media. It's like, I don't know. It's just so tired and played out to me, even talking about it. But it's so integrated in our lives that, we don't look. It's almost like an older person telling you that, if you watch too much TV, you're going to get dumb. It's like that, no one's concerned about the television anymore. And while we're all addicted to our phones and all that type of shit, it's kind of becoming similar to the television where no one, I guess it's just, the new generation, no one knows the difference between, or no one has anything to compare this time to anymore. I remember when like computers and the internet was becoming popular and people started having computers in their house. Not that everybody did, but you just kind of felt the difference between people who had a computer in the house and people who didn't, and the ones that did, when their kids would be like, on it and stuff like that. Other houses, like, there ain't no computer. You just chilling, watching TV or finding something to do, going outside. And you couldn't take the television with you, but if you could, I'm sure we would have been doing the same thing as kids back then, just watching shit on our phones at the park or whatever the fuck these kids are doing. I don't know. I'm just making shit up, but yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, my point was stay focused, don't get distracted for too long out here. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm trying my best to. I always want to make it clear that I'm not ever speaking from a place of having it all figured out and being an extremely regimented, disciplined person, because I'm not. And it's easier to pretend you are when you're not, like if you live alone or you're not in a relationship. But if you're in a relationship, you have somebody and you live with that person, you have someone who is a witness to your life, every day. And that person knows, that person probably knows you better than you do, because in your head you have all these dreams and aspirations and goals, and you do all this research and you're obsessed with the thing, but he or she is a witness to your life and to your work ethic and to your regimen and to your eating habits. And they're watching you and you are of them as well. But they're watching you become uh, become yourself in a sense. The better version of yourself, or watching you stay the same for a long period of time. And um, so yeah, so just be honest with yourself. If you're in a relationship, that person knows, and it's kind of like your conscience. Like I've said before, when I haven't taken my dog out on a walk for a while, it starts to weigh on my conscience because he's my dog is my, I care for him. I'm supposed to make sure he's getting good exercise and is happy, and things like that. And and I also know that it makes me feel happy to take him out and take him for a run or take him for a walk or the park, and or even just spending time with him at the house. I, you know uh, it just feels better to do that and to care for that relationship or that part of myself, my dog. And so other things can be like that as well, where in the back of your mind if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're too lazy, or you're too tired, or you don't have time, but deep down that you do have time to go walk the dog or work out yourself or practice or not eat some shitty quick meal. And I'm using all these as examples because they're the ones I can relate to the most, where I'm eating like shit because I don't want to take the time to cook something, or um, I'm just not as focused as I should be, and so or as I would like to be. But it's something I'm building up, and lately practicing has just been going real well. Just been enjoying it. I call it practice like it's something I like. I think the word practice gets a bad rap because um, things can be difficult at first if it's brand new material. But once you get through that like initial unfamiliar and uncomfortable part of learning something new, it does become really fun. And so you should love to practice. You want to work on your shot. You should love to see the ball go through the hoop, or be determined to hit 5 in a row or 10 in a row. And practicing can be like that, where it could be fun, it could be frustrating, but at the end of the day, you still love to do it, even if it is frustrating. It's cool to go to the gym and try to make 100 baskets before you leave, and you miss like 7, 8 in a row, and you're just like, and you're at 40 or 45 makes or something like that, and then you miss like 5 or 10 in a row, and you're just like, God damn, what's going on with me? You start to look at yourself and reevaluate what it is you're doing, or maybe you're overthinking, you're not being present, not being in the moment. And practicing piano is a lot like that, where for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the devil or what, but I'll start to get into a flow of practicing, and then I'll start thinking about how somebody did me wrong like 15 years ago, you know, or a time where I was being dishonest, 10, 15 years ago, um, and I'll start to really just get into some personal stuff that I haven't thought about in years probably, and then I'll have a memory of something that's not very pleasant while I'm in the middle of doing something that's requires a lot of focus and things like that. And so I think that's just kind of how it works. When you have something positive that you're doing, or a place in your life that you're trying to go that's for the better, you're going to have these thoughts and almost spiritual battles with yourself in the past and even the future. It's easy to become resentful of yourself for the time wasted. It's easy to just discredit yourself and say, "Man, I've wasted so much time." But you do have to live some kind of life and develop a personality and kind of, become yourself, so you can only do that by living life. And while you may not be where you want to be in your career, at least, you've been learning how to take care of yourself, or be in a relationship, or, just paying bills on your own, being a reliable person, helping a few people, having arguments with people, disagreeing. Just the ups and downs of life um, will teach you, period. And you will learn who you are through that life, and not through monetary success. Um, but you are going to need some money in this world. That's the bottom line. Whether you like it or not, whether you're depressed or not, you're going to need some money, And if you're too depressed to get some money, you really got to figure that out. I'm not. It's above my pay grade to get into the details about being too depressed to get some money. But I do relate. But it's above my pay grade. I don't know. It just takes time to get out of that funk, You got to really recalibrate and also be pushed. You got to push yourself. And if you are, blessed or fortunate enough to have people who will push you to get out of that real bad place, God bless them. But you don't want to get there, and there's things you can avoid to getting to that place. Yeah, have a job, have some money, have a social life, exercise, have another hobby, date. Be good, be smart with your money. Have a car or some kind of form of transportation, even if it's a bike. Have some kind of form of transportation. Get a bus pass. Move around. Stay looking for a better situation. Stay looking for a better job. Don't get comfortable. And, enjoy yourself. Whether you're sober or you want to drink a little bit or smoke a little weed, do whatever you got to do. But enjoy yourself. Take time, 1 day a week, 2 days a week to go to a place that you like to go alone, and remember who you are and how you got there, and that you're blessed to be here and be alive, with a sound mind and able body. It could be way worse, man, and it has been. Remember the times when it was worse. You're past that. You're beyond that. So stay away from that place. That place being too depressed to make some money. It's a wrap. You're one step away from being in the street. That's real talk. But yeah, man. Been thinking a lot about what my purpose is and what direction I'm gonna go in my life, and yeah, yeah. As I'm sure everyone else has, everyone with a family, or you got kids and you're single, or you're married and you're wondering, man, is this what the rest of my life is gonna look like? When you're struggling, it kind of feels like you're gonna be there forever, but you gotta have some faith. Gotta have some faith in this God-forsaken land. But you do. Everybody's crazy and delusional until their dream comes true, or they find success or accomplish those goals that they had. So otherwise, it's just all bullshit. It's all fantasy. Maybe not to you, but to everybody else, it's just straight up fantasy. Some people couldn't fathom running an ultra marathon, especially if especially if no one in your family is doing anything that extreme, like running a 50-mile race or a 100-mile race, and you tell them that you're going to do something like that, they're going to be like, you could die. I heard somebody died from doing that or whatever. And, you shouldn't do that. I mean, they would discourage you. I mean, a lot of people would be like, wow, that's good. They would have a hard time even fathoming anyone doing anything like that, even though it's been done now by, I don't know, I'll just say thousands of people. I don't think millions of people have ran a 100-mile race, but I'm sure it's in the thousands by now. And they've done it. And even though so few people have done it, it's possible. And because a majority of people haven't done it, will never do it, I mean, they wouldn't do a marathon, let alone a 100-mile race. And so there's things like that in life when you set out to accomplish something that is great or hasn't been done by anyone in your family or is done by a small percentage of the population. People are going to have a hard time knowing how to support you in your pursuit of accomplishing that goal because they've never seen it. They've never wanted to do it, haven't thought about it much, or have had thoughts about trying to do something that great that very few people do, and but then they gave up on themselves, and now they see you doing something like that, and they're not doing it in a malicious way. They just don't know how to support you because they're still dealing with, they're still conflicted about not having, gone all in on an idea of theirs. And even if you fail, I mean, goddamn, it's incredible just to try, Say you try to do that 100-mile race and you get to, I mean, fuck, man, 50 miles, 60 miles, I mean, it sounds crazy to even act like, I mean, you try to do 100, but I mean, what if you just got 40? I mean, 40 miles is fucking crazy, and so you got to have goals like that and dreams like that. And even if you fall short, it's still amazing. It's still incredible. It's still incredible. So I forgot what my point was, but I don't know, just fucking go for it, man. Just fucking go for it. Fuck it. But keep your responsibilities. Take care of your shit, handle your shit, but whatever you want to do, just not whatever you want to do, but something that you have some talent in, that you're passionate about, that you really are willing to put your neck out there, your reputation out there, and say, hey, this is what I got going on. This is what I have to offer. This is me. I'm in business. Let's do some business. Or let's help these people out. Whatever the fucking situation is, man. Just go for it, but be passionate about it, because otherwise you're just gonna fall off. You can't. Not everything is gonna be a fucking get rich quick scheme. Not everything could be that. Don't just go into real estate or stock or anything like that just because you think you're gonna ball or something. You're gonna quit. You're gonna give it up right away. So just fucking hang in there, man. Hang in there. You could do it all. Don't let them tell you that you can't. You can fucking do it all, man. Just structure that time and know that you don't have to do it. You get to do it. It's a blessing to be able to get to do it. It's a blessing to have time to exercise, cook for yourself, go out on a date, go to a music venue, enjoy some music, have a drink, call a friend, go to work, make some money, provide, all that shit is a blessing, man, to be able to do all these things. Not everything is shit. Not everything is shit. And I'm sick of the narratives of people basing everything off of things that they see on the internet. I know I'm going off into a whole another tangent, but like, oh yeah, everything's so fucking divided and all that shit. It's like, where, bro? Where? Where? When you go outside, how divided is it, bro? It's not. And even if it is, it ain't. You know, this ain't South Africa, man. This ain't none of that shit. I'm talking about real life people, working class people. Ain't nobody divided about what's going on out here. We're living life, man. We're working, living life, trying to provide for ourselves, for our families. This is real life grown up shit. You know, fuck what the kids are talking about, and fuck what the, you know, you know what I mean? Like, with the people who are dictating what's happening in the country are the people who are working, you know, the people who are raising families. It's the working class. And when I look out here, I see a lot of unity in behavior. Everybody working, struggling, but still persevering. You know, shit ain't shit ain't sweet right now. You know, shit ain't easy right now. And people almost have nothing to do with that. You know, um, everything's so fucking expensive. Nobody could buy a house, and if they do, they're gonna be fucked. You know, everything is just kind of, you know, you gotta be making some serious paper, man. And it's no excuse to. There is no excuse to for sitting around and being comfortable, and then complaining about, you know, how shit is. All I'm saying is that, man, uh, it definitely ain't the fucking, you know, it ain't the old days, you know. But but yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to drift away from that because I don't want to. It's just, all I'm saying is it's not all shit. And the best part about what's happening today is the people, man. People are cool. I like people. I don't love them all. You know what I'm saying? Or I should say it like this: I love people. I don't like everybody because I don't have to. You know, people don't have to like me either, and I'm cool with that. I still love you though. You know, I don't like everybody that I work with. You know, I got empathy for them. I feel them. You know, there's people I talk to, or I don't talk to rather, at my job, and then you never talk to them ever, except maybe hi, bye, things like that. And then there's times where you know, this person that you think is kind of annoying, or you just don't relate to them. You know, shit just doesn't click with everybody. You don't necessarily have to have anything against them. But you're like, hey man, how you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm doing all right, man. You know, my uncle passed last night, and I was up all night, or I was out, up, you know, had to take care of him, take him to the hospital, and it's not looking good, man. And then you know, you just kind of forget that everybody else is a person who comes to work and might not be putting their shit all over everybody, you know. And they're going through stuff just like you. They're all caught up in their bullshit just like you. And you don't have to like them, but there's a part of you that feels something for someone who you may have judged, uh, and then, you know, a situation like that comes up where you realize that, man, this guy's just a, you know, God, I'm an asshole for, you know, you just forget that other people have their own shit going on. So caught up in your own fucking reality TV show. And I get it. You're the star of the show. But I don't know if we're all the star of the show or none of us are the star of the show. I wonder that sometimes. Is everybody the star? Or is nobody the star? I don't know. I think it's more likely that nobody is the star, you know, or everybody. I don't know. You never know. Who knows? Yeah. But anyway, I don't know, man. I'm just rambling on. It's been a minute. My mind is all over the place. I'm on a weird sleep schedule. And I'm gonna go and enjoy myself this weekend. Have some excuse me. Have some have some time with some good folks and laugh and drink and be merry. Have a good time, man. Don't forget to have a good time, man. I gotta remind myself of that as well. Don't forget to have a good time. Don't rob yourself of that. You know, life is life is as serious as it isn't. They're both one and the same. Must be one and the same. I have a couple reading points here, but I don't know if I want to get into them or not. Yeah. I was talking to my friend on the phone about escapism and sports and social media and stuff like that, and we were talking about. He was dealing with something personal, and then we were talking about that, talking through the thing he was dealing with, and then he's like, "What do you got going on later today?" And I said, "I'm watching Terrence Crawford versus this Madrimov guy," and he was like, "Oh, he's like, I got to check that out. I need some healthy. I need some some escapism or something like that." And and then we just started talking about escapism, and I was like, "Well, the difference between escapism that's on, let's say, the internet more often than not is uh, even even politics or the news and stuff like that. It's escapism that celebrates mediocrity. It's escapism that's selling you or is reeling you in off of mediocre uh, shit. It's not necessarily great or excellent or demonstrates a level of um, expertise. It's usually dumb or violent or a hot person, uh, or food or something. It's just shit like that. But it's not a demonstration of excellence. At least with sports or going to a show, like a any kind of music show or a venue or something where local musicians are playing, even if they're local, they're still demonstrating a level of professionalism or expertise, and and just a level of discipline and hard work, dedication, and you're seeing the results of somebody who's put in a lot of time and effort and is now demonstrating in front of you. And at least you get that. You get to see what it looks like to be great at something and what the results are of giving it 110% into a craft and being, the best at what you do. And most things are not like that. When you have the people that we have running for president, it's a celebration of mediocrity by picking either candidate and saying that this is who I got, and fuck yeah. It's like, what are you excited about? I get it. Yeah, go, vote, do what you got to do or don't. It doesn't fucking matter to me. But to act like this is the best we got is crazy. It's crazy. And And so yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Um, so yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you're gonna escape or you got a lot of shit going on, I would say just don't be on the phone or be specific about what it is. There's such a thing as like inspiration porn or motivation porn or whatever. Hey, tune into that. Listen to some self help shit, whatever. At least that's healthy, and you're learning from. Hopefully, you're learning some self improvement tips and things like that from people who are, have a decorated background and have some kind of track record that backs up that they should be giving you advice. But, all this other shit, you just have some idiot, talking out of his ass or whatever, you know. It's just like you can either listen to an audio book or a lecture about something or learn a new skill or practice or work out or whatever than spending time on your phone watching a guy, you know, like I don't know, shoot fireworks literally out of his ass. So I don't know. So yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is like I get sports now. I get why people watch it now. But I've always loved it and I've always watched it and it's always been entertaining and what they do is amazing. But it's amazing because of how hard these guys work, you know. Um that's why. It's not just their ability to, play the piano or the guitar like that or you know, like Kyrie Irving's handles. He didn't just be, wasn't born with that. And so these guys, it's great to see other people be excellent and things like that. So anyway, be careful what you are paying attention to. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm a little tired, man. I'm not gonna front. Might seem like something's off with me, or maybe I don't know. I haven't done this in like 2 weeks, and really I haven't been back in like a month. Just talking, so I'm getting my chops back up. I'm getting my chops back up. So bear with me, man. Bear with me. I'm not afraid to look dumb. All right, that's a lie. I am kind of afraid of looking dumb. And if you say I look dumb, no, I'm just kidding. Um, yeah, how to overcome being selfish. The things and people that you love and what you define your purpose to be, those things must supersede uh your nature or your instinct to be selfish and to preserve yourself, um, your love for put in whatever it is, your love for whatever it is, and what your purpose is. If your purpose is to be a good father, to be a provider, to be a good man, to be an honest man, to be a hard worker, to be a man of faith and walk that path of faith. If it's you know uh, to help your community, to be a teacher, a community leader, yeah, you have to prioritize those things always before yourself. You should have a list of things that are in between you and the things you love and what your purpose is that stop you from being selfish. You should have things to tend to. Okay, well, I want to go, because I don't know. You tend to those things and you're tending to yourself because what is the self, right? The self is kind of like the animal version of yourself. So I mean, when you talk about, well, I don't want to do this, or I do want to do this, or it's my dream to do this, or nah, I don't feel like doing that today, or man, she's always on my fucking case. I'd rather just be alone, but be alone with who? I mean, what kind of person are you? You know what I'm saying? Like what when you're being defensive of yourself, is it your emotional self, right? Are you defending your purpose and things that you love, or are you just defending yourself? Self doesn't really mean much outside of uh outside of its purpose. Your physical and your brain and all those things, we're not smart enough to be able to understand what the self is without having some kind of uh, responsibility and a sense of purpose in the world. So, do it for yourself. It's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Right? I need to take some time for myself. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you don't have any goals, if you don't have anybody to take care of, you know, everything is you, your kids are you, your woman is you, your house is you, your whole life, your body's you, your mental is you, but so is how dirty your fucking bathroom is. You know, you know what I'm saying? You gotta clean that bathroom too. It's can't just be having everybody do everything for you around you because you gotta take care of yourself and you got shit going on. The fuck are we talking about? You know, people wonder why. Uh, I mean, what is it? People are having less kids than ever, something like that. I'm just going off of the bullshit that I hear floating around. But people, I mean, I don't have kids and I'm in my 30s, so and I know a lot of people who don't have kids either that are in their 30s. Um, but I also know a lot of people that do. So I don't fucking know. But there's a lot of kids out here who don't have parents or don't have anybody to help them. But there's also a lot of adults out here that don't have kids and aren't helping and aren't helping anybody because everyone's so focused on themselves. And I just think that's sad but pretty funny. A lot of kids growing up with no parents and a lot of adults with no kids. Like, I mean adults. I don't mean like 20-year-olds, which was kind of the norm, like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. But yeah, I think something that, because people see the best of other people's lives on the internet, they don't think that things are as bad as they actually are on a and I shouldn't say actually. I don't think it's in people's face enough how much they could be of service to their community on an extremely local level, because everything is so national and international. We're all like tuned into what's happening in the country and in the news, like in the world news. But what the fuck? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna? Are you gonna see? You fucking Captain Planet over here. You're gonna save the world? You're gonna save the nation? You? Or can you, you know, buy a kid a fucking backpack and some school supplies and some, buy some groceries for a single parent and her kids for a week, it's not that deep. And that stuff is way more meaningful than worrying about the socio political state of the country. it's You sound like people sound so dumb when they start talking about shit that they've never, you know, like just go help somebody out. You know what I'm saying? It's not that deep. It's not that deep. And if it was that deep, you couldn't you know, you don't you don't belong there. It's not your that's not your world. It's above your pay grade to even be upset about some shit that's going on in the country, you know, or overseas. It's like then send them some money or go over there. There's a lot of kids in your city that need help too.